start of my Minecraft Forever world. Just me, my foxy friend Millie, and the endless, unexplored world. Today we're getting ourselves the best start we can, with a base, food, portal, and of course, making it extra cute along the way. Join me as we begin this adventure. A new world, a new me, and not so much a new Millie, but that's okay. We're gonna need some food, a bed, and hopefully some tools, so let's get going. I'm just gonna hop down here and grab the wood from one of these trees. Let's just go for this birch tree because it looks like the easiest to grab from right now. And we'll get ourselves some wooden tools. And before we head out for some stone tools, let's get some food together. So we've got a little bit of a walk down. I would grab that pig, but I'm gonna go for sheep because obviously sheep drop wool, which will give us a little head start for the bed too. So I'll grab you. Thank you very much. And I'll grab you. And I'll grab you. And also this guy over here. Doesn't hurt to have too much food right now. Although to be honest, I am looking very hungry. So let's go see about those stone tools. What's going to be the easiest way? Great question, guys. I think honestly just digging down into a little hole to grab some stone because there isn't any exposed stone that I could see immediately. Alright, let's get ourselves out of this hole and craft ourselves some stone tools and a furnace so that we can actually eat. Alright, stone pickaxe. We're going for a stone axe. That's not an axe, oh my goodness. And then let's grab a shovel and a sword. And I'm gonna just have to grab this piece of cobblestone right here because I do need an extra piece. Oh wait, no I don't. I didn't need that to make a furnace, but never mind. We've got our furnace. We're good. So I'm just gonna put my food on to smelt and we're gonna have to go grab some more wood so we can make a bed. And to be honest, there are a lot of sheep around here, so I'm thinking I might grab some more sheep too, just so we have lots and lots of food. All right, wood collected. Let's grab a piece of mutton. Let's have some dinner. And let's go grab some sheep. Also, guys, can we just take a second to look at how gorgeous this spawn is? It's just, I feel like I've never spawned in a place like this before. Stunning. Anyways, let's get back to our furnace so we can cook extra food. All right, you can get in there. Then what did we even need this for? Oh, a bed, of course. It is starting to get dark outside, so let's do that. Let's put the rest of the wood in there and grab our food. And I guess now we just wait for the sun to go down and our food to cook. And there goes the sun. So I'm just going to pick up my crafting table and my furnace. We'll take a little nap, then we'll head out for some iron tools tomorrow. Oh, it's not quite dark enough yet. Let's just give it a few seconds. And now we can go to sleep. All right, good morning. Let's grab our bed and head into the caves. So today we're going to see about getting some iron armor or iron tools, or honestly, ideally both. I'm not seeing anything immediately down here. I am seeing a little bit of coal though, which is going to be handy. Or at least I did see some coal. Where did I see coal? Oh, down there. Okay, there we go. All right. Definitely gonna need a bunch of that. All right, good amount of coal. Oh, there's another piece there. So I'm just gonna grab all of this coal and then we'll just beeline for some iron. Oh, it looks like there's some right here. So let's slowly make our way over there. Hopefully there's a few more pieces of iron hiding behind this. Oh, and there is. Perfect. All right, good start. All right, one more, two more. 3 more. Any other pieces of iron hiding? And nope. I have 7 pieces of iron right now, so I'm gonna go and find obviously more iron because we need more iron anyway, but I'm gonna make sure to grab extra iron because we need to get a lot of materials, which means our tools are gonna break quite frequently. Unless we find diamonds, of course, but I'm not planning on going too deep into the caves right now, so just extra iron it's gonna be. Honestly, I should probably... Okay, well, I didn't like that noise. I was gonna say I should probably smelt some iron now to make an iron pick because that will make mining a little bit quicker, but also I'm fine right now. I don't want to stand still for too long. I've got too much stuff to do. Ah! Get me out of this cave. Oh my goodness. To be honest, I have 17 pieces of iron, so I am just gonna go ahead and get myself out of the cave to smelt all of that stuff, and then we can come back down for some armor in the future. Although 17 might almost do it, right? I feel like that's quite a lot. I'm not sure the exact number that I need right now, but it sounds like it's close to having full armor and tools. Okay, the sun looks like it's a couple minutes from going down, so let's just get everything placed down and smelted. Then I'm going to go into my crafting table, make myself a couple of sticks, and also place my bed down preemptively so that we can sleep as soon as it gets dark. So whilst the rest is smelting, let's get ourselves some iron tools finally. Oh, I guess we only need one more for the sword, and then we'll have quite a bit left over to just get ourselves a little bit of armor, I think. We have 2 ingots, and then we have 6. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. And in the meantime, let's also just clear out our inventory a little bit because we don't need all of this stuff anymore. All right, almost there with those. We're going to get 8, which means we can make a chest plate. And it is getting dark. I'm actually going to sleep before I do that because that's a little bit scary. All right, perfect. Chest plate acquired. Let's get ourselves back into the caves to finish off our armor and get some extra iron for tools and everything else. Despite some of our encounters yesterday, we were pretty lucky on the iron front, so I'm hoping that we have the same sort of thing happen today and we get this over and done with pretty quickly. Although this is a pretty lucky spawn as it is. That's a lot of iron. I think it's 2 separate veins, right? Perfect. Any iron around? Oh, yep, there's a bit there. Perfect. Ooh, speaking of scary, okay, we're going to stay away from over there because we are certainly not equipped for the deep dark, or whatever it's called, the ancient city. There's too many names for these things nowadays. There's a little bit of iron over here. It's a good excuse to check it out. I just don't want to get wrapped up in anything that I don't want to finish. I feel like 24 is more than enough, but I do want to grab maybe just a couple more pieces to be absolutely safe. Leave me alone, thank you. Actually, I guess I'm in his territory, so it's probably fair that he's trying to kill me down here, but also I need iron to survive on the surface, so leave me alone, Mr. Well, he's dead now anyway. Oh, it's getting pretty scary down here. Oh my gosh, there's skeletons everywhere. Leave me alone. And whilst we're a little bit safe, I don't think we're visible over here. Let's just grab these 2 pieces of iron. And honestly, let's just get ourselves out of here. I feel like the tactic is going to be to just run. If I just keep moving enough, they won't be able to catch me. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, I'm insane. Whoa. Oh, I've hit a dead end. I need to just go up. I'm grabbing this. I'm going up. I'm going up. This guy's going to try and knock me off. So let's just deal with that right now. Ouch. Why is this so stressful? It's never this stressful. Okay, it's fine. We're fine now. Look at this. We're all safe. Nobody can get us in here. And we are out safe and sound. All right, let's place down our furnace and our crafting table once again and get this stuff smelted. All right, I've been out to grab some more food. Let's see if our iron is done smelting. Oh my goodness. Okay, not quite, but I think we do have enough to finish off our armor. So let's grab some leggings, some boots, and a helmet. And of course, the rest is just our spare 4 tools. Gorgeous. Now let's just grab a quick nap. And we are good to head out for some more materials for building. I set out underground to collect diorite, granite, stone, clay, moss, and to top off my iron and coal. I then headed above ground for sand, dirt, water, wheat, spruce, oak, and leaves before heading home. So in the name of not starving, I want to get a little wheat farm started, and of course, before I can plant any seeds, I do need to till the land to let them do their thing. I've also gone ahead and covered up the water with some trapdoors just to make it look a little bit cuter. Not that it really matters right now because this is just going to be a little starter farm, but you know, it doesn't hurt to make things look cute as you go. And obviously with the land tilled, it's time to plant our seeds. So I only have 30 seeds in my hands right now, which is absolutely fine because we do have our trusty watering can from the Let's Do Meadow mod, I believe, and that will help us grow our wheat in a little bit quicker. Now, as I said, this is just a starter farm, but it doesn't hurt to be cute along the way. So I'm just going to add in a little entrance here with some of these mossy cobblestone blocks, and then add in a couple lanterns because it is obviously going to get dark here at some point. Then I'm just going to add in some of these fence details and some leaves and whatnot to just make it look a little bit cuter. And yeah. This should look really cute when it's done. And just like that, we have a very sweet little starter farm. Now, whilst the farm does its thing and all of the wheat grows in, let's get a start on our house. I am making this pretty small to start, but I have plans to expand it a little later. We just have some stuff to do first. So I already added in some ground detail blocks with our chipped mod dirt. I think it's rough and trodden dirt. And now I'm obviously just building up the frame for our house. So I'm just going to go up 4 blocks on each of these posts that I've made here. Although I probably should be a little bit more careful because we don't have a lot of food right now, and I know we have the farm growing, but it would be nice to probably not die to jumping off of posts too often, and also not having any food on me immediately, if that makes sense. How is the farm doing actually? Oh, it's actually coming in pretty nice. Perfect. Now let's fill in the base of these walls, and I'm going to do this 1 block back from the post just because it will just add a little bit of dimension and the house should look a lot better for it. Then we can just go ahead and add in a little mix of these different types of cobblestone tiles and bricks, again from the chipped mod, and then that'll be our walls for this part done. Alright, looking good. Now we just need a door, of course, and some windows. So I guess we could say that is the foundation sorted. Now let's build up the frame. So we're going to go up 5 more. Was that 4 or 5? I forgot to count. I guess I'm just going to have to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it was 5. Perfect. And then we're just going to do that on every single post. And this is how we're currently looking with the frame all done, but we are out of food, so we need to go and harvest our farm a little bit, because otherwise we are going to die jumping off of posts repeatedly. I am just going to use our watering can real quick because we don't have all of these little areas grown in yet, and it would be nice to just sort of run around and spam break everything. So let's just get all of these grown in, and we'll get ourselves some yummy bread to eat afterwards. All right, let's get all of this broken. And of course, with all of that broken, we do need to make sure we plant all of the seeds again, because otherwise we're going to be put back in the position of having no food again. Also, I've got something pretty exciting to share with you all. I've been working on setting up channel memberships. Some of you might already know that I have a Discord server, and I've been making some updates so that members will have their own space to chat and hang out. There will be loads of fun stuff like music sessions, chill time, sneak peeks, world downloads of some of my favorite builds, and any updates on upcoming merch drops when I have some. So keep an eye out for that. Okay, we've got ourselves a solid stockpile of bread, so it's time to get back to building. And usually at this stage I'd go straight in with the walls, but since we're doing a medieval type inspired cottage, the frame actually protrudes out by a block, so we're able to mix things up a little. Basically, I can start layering in some exterior details as part of the frame itself before even touching the main walls. And it's actually super handy because the walls will still sit 1 block back, obviously, which means that I won't be constantly bonking my head on anything that I've already placed. Hopefully that makes some kind of sense to you guys. Basically, building this way is weirdly more efficient, which we love. And I don't know, just let me know if you get what I mean or if I'm just rambling builder nonsense as always. All right, that's all of the frame details added. Let's get to work on the outline for the roof. So we're just going to bring these stairs out like this. Then we'll do another stair this way, making sure to get rid of the extra pieces so that I don't forget about them. Then let's just add a block here and a block here. Again, making sure to get rid of the extra blocks so I don't forget. It's usually not a problem, but sometimes I do just straight up forget to get rid of extra blocks, and then I'm stood there wondering what on earth I've done wrong, which obviously adds a little bit of time to my building process. So, oh, and so does falling off of the roof. Now let's just do the same on the other side here. Make sure the stairs are the right way. Then to finish off the point, let's go up with 2 blocks just like this. Make sure that's stripped. And then add in some stairs. Then a block in between the stairs. A block up here. And a block outwards, but also surrounded by trapdoors. Then I'm just finishing off this detailing by adding in some hanging signs and lanterns, and creating a little balcony here with some oak trapdoors. Then before we move on to the walls, let's just add in some cute details like this and cover this thing in leaves. Or maybe not cover it in leaves, but just add in a lot of leaves because I love adding leaves to everything. Okay, we are actually looking super, super cute already, and we don't even have the walls or the roof filled in yet. I am excited to see this finished. Now, finally to fill in the walls. So for this, I'm going to use some of this eroded diorite, which is part of the chipped mod as usual. And then I'm just going to bring up a couple pieces just like this. And then the top half will be white concrete powder. That way we have a nice little gradient without it looking too uniform. And now with all of the walls filled in, I've gone ahead and cut out a couple holes so that we can add in some windows. And over here, we're going to go for doors because we do have these little balconies that I've made. So here's how we're looking right now. I have added in these little extra, I think they're called gables actually, or maybe the roof is just gabled in general. I don't remember, but either way, it's going to look really cute when we get it filled in, but the sun is going down. So let's head for a little nap and we'll do the roof in the morning. So to try and make things look a bit more interesting, I'm going to try and mix in all of these different variants of bricks and granite. So let's do a little row of granite and brick stairs all the way along here. Then on the next row, I'm also going to do the granite and brick stairs. On the next level, I'm going to do just the normal blocks. But then on top of the blocks, I'm going to go for walls. And I feel like I don't usually do this on roofs. And I just saw it in a reference picture the other day and thought that is actually a really cool idea and a really nice way to sort of get some details in. Although I don't like how that's done that. So maybe we should get rid of this one and then add in maybe a stair or something. Maybe a block? Okay, I don't know what's happening here. Maybe we need to put blocks on this side. Oh, that's what we need to do. Okay, perfect. I wanted it to have like the little extra bumps. So that's why I was freaking out for a second there. Anyways, let's just hop over here and do the same on the other side. Then of course, we're just going to build up the same with normal blocks. Let's just go right across here so that there's no gaps in the roof here. And I think to cover these blocks, we're going to use some stairs. Now let's go ahead and do another little wall moment. And finally, our last layer is just going to be a bunch of blocks, but 2 layers of them. Okay, it's kind of hard to tell, but the roof is done on both sides. All that's left to do here is to cover this thing in leaves. I'm not going to go too crazy. I'm just going to do a couple little patches all over this side, then on this side. Gorgeous, stunning, amazing, incredible, literally the best thing ever. So let's get ourselves inside and just add a little bit of interior decoration. Not too much, because we do have some extra plans, but just a little bit of something inside. As I mentioned, I do plan to expand the house, so I don't want to do too much. So we have a little temporary storage and crafting area, and then I added a cute little fireplace because I'm sure that will stay. Then if we just go up the ladder here, we have our second floor, which will be our bedroom for now. And of course, the cutest little brick fireplace ever. Again, not too much detail though, because we are going to do some expansions later on. And honestly, I don't want to have to move too much around, so that's why I'm doing it this way. But I do need to create another little floor all the way up here. And I guess this can be used as extra storage if we need it. Should probably put some lanterns up here, right? Much better. And to be honest, I don't even have the materials if I did want to fully decorate this place right now. So on that note, the sun is due to go down pretty soon, I think. So let's just hang out in our lovely new home, wait for nighttime, go to bed, and then we'll head out for new tools in the morning, ready for when we head out for more materials later on. So as I said, today we're heading out for some upgraded tools. And I love iron, don't get me wrong, but it would be so much nicer to just have some diamonds because of course they won't break as easily and everything gets done just way more efficiently. All right, well this cave has gone so deep and I've literally found nothing other than a bunch of these guys and his friends that insist on interrupting me whenever I'm doing anything. But unfortunately no diamonds, just a bunch of redstone, bunch of gold, and a whole lot of nothing. Day 500 in this cave, still no diamonds. There's gotta be some around here somewhere. Like, I'm pretty much at the bottom of the world at this point. Oh wait, oh, that's a diamond, right? Anyway, we found our first diamond, yippee! Hopefully there's more than one. Nope, just the one. Okay, brilliant. I'll take it though. I will take it. There's gotta be diamonds down here somewhere. Ah, a diamond! Please be more than one. Oh, it is. Maybe 3? Nope, just the 2. Okay. This is gonna be a long one, guys. A diamond. Okay, another one. And another one. Okay, let's keep looking. All right, I have found another diamond. And apparently a bunch more people to fight. Okay, is this just 1 diamond? Please be more than 1. Oh, it's 2. And it is not 3. All right, well, this cave is absolutely ridiculous. So if I don't find any more than just those 2 diamonds in here, I am probably gonna go insane. There is a big thing of lava down here. So I'm hoping that that still means diamonds. I feel like Minecraft rules keep changing. Okay, I'm not immediately seeing any diamonds, but can we just take a moment to look at the sheer size of this thing? Ridiculous. Oh wait, is that a diamond? Ah, it is. Let me get you. Although I feel like I have to deal with this first, right? All right, let's just deal with this. Please be like 3 or 4 diamonds. No, it's just 1. Okay, there's gotta be something around here. Ah! Okay, please be more than 1. What is going on here? Not a single vein of like 5 or 6, like something really lucky. It's just been 1 and I think 2. I'm gonna be so real, guys. I think I'm gonna call it there and just build my way out of this tunnel now. Or cave. Sorry, not tunnel. This is much bigger than a tunnel. All right, pockets are emptied. Let's make ourselves some diamond tools. So we're gonna go ahead and of course make ourselves a pickaxe and an axe. And an axe. Then we have enough to actually complete our tools. Perfect. We can do a shovel and we can do a sword. Gorgeous. Wait. No! I made a hoe and not an axe. I can't believe it. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna have to go ahead and make ourselves an iron axe. I cannot believe I just did that. I made a diamond hoe. That's so silly. Now, I was kind of planning to expand our little farm anyway, but since I apparently had a dumb moment and crafted a diamond hoe, it feels like the universe is telling me that I have to commit to farming right now. Man, I honestly can't believe that I've accidentally made a hoe twice in this video, both times thinking that I was making an axe. You'd think by this time I would know the recipe by heart and not make a hoe when I'm trying to make an axe, right? But apparently, clearly not. I feel like I need to watch the clips back and figure out what exactly went wrong. I think I just was doing stuff by like muscle memory and maybe just like misdragged the items. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what I did wrong there. If I just straight up crafted a hoe and clicked yes, then I guess I'm just a fool. Anyways, let's get this farm expanded with our diamond hoe. On a different note, I do actually love the look of wheat around buildings, and I just feel like it's so much more useful than just having grass everywhere. But I don't want to expand too much just yet because I do have some other buildings to do, and I don't want to have to work around the farms. Alright, now that our land is all freshly tilled, it's time to get those seeds planted. Honestly, this part is always such a nice little mindless break from the chaos of house building, the endless mining down in the caves, and yes, from crafting diamond hoes when I definitely didn't mean to craft something else. There's just something super relaxing about running around planting seeds though. It's kind of like the farming equivalent of deep breathing. And with a little bit of detailing, our farm expansion is finished. So let's head out for some more materials. After my axe fiasco, I headed back underground for more diamonds. I also picked up iron, coal, granite, diorite, moss, stone, glowberries, clay, and gravel. Armed with my new axe, I headed above ground for pine, spruce, and oak leaves. Finally, with full pockets, I headed home. Okay, the junk that I've amassed is reaching catastrophic levels, which means that we need a storage area as soon as possible because our house is just not cutting it anymore. So let's just keep going with this, and then eventually it will turn into a storage area. I feel like I often don't need loads and loads of storage because as I'm building, I use pretty much all of the materials I could possibly use, but I do pick up a lot of junk, like I said, because I am a little bit of a hoarder, so it doesn't hurt to just have a dedicated storage area. Okay, now who the heck is this? What is your job? What is going on right now? Why does he have that haircut? What are you offering? Oh, it's a wandering baker. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Unfortunately, we don't have anything but a single diamond and some spruce logs right now because we're just building the frame. So I have nothing to trade you, sir, but you do look very cute. Anyways, let's get back to building this frame. So we're just gonna go all the way across like this. Then let's fix this block over here so it's facing the right way, and we'll bring these posts up just 2 more tall. Then let's join up these sides and add in our posts. Then just quickly as the sun is going down, let's make sure all of this spruce is stripped. All right, this is how the frame is looking now, which I think looks pretty good, even though you can't really tell what it is. So let's just get in there and add in some details and of course some walls. All right, those are looking good. And now for the walls, I'm going to do the same kind of thing I did for the house by filling in this whole thing with this type of cobblestone brick, I think it was. Yep, from the chipped mod. And then on the other levels, we're just going to do a mix of these ones and these ones. Then on the ends here, I'm going to go for a little mix of these mossy cobblestone walls and normal cobblestone walls. And of course, let's do the exact same thing on the other side. Now let's just join up this top level with some of these pine slabs. And also join up these two posts here with those. And then in these gaps here, let's add in some of these barrels. Let's also add in some of these trapdoors so it looks like these ones are on shelves. And the same on this side. So today I think we're good to finish off the storage area. So let's just fill in this part here so that we have a little second floor situation going on. Making sure to leave a little gap here for our stairs. Or what are they called? Ladders. There we go. Then let's fill in these gaps here with some oak trapdoors. Oh, that's on the wrong place. Oh wait, no. Let's actually use some of these pine slabs and then do the trapdoors so it looks a little bit more windowy. Then from the outside here, we can add in some of these pine trapdoors and it will look really, really cute. And you know, since we're out here, let's get to work on a little roof situation. So it's not so much of a big step, let's add in some of these trapdoors and it should sort of blend a little bit better if that makes sense. And I'm actually going to do the same on all of these sides here to match the house details. And for our upstairs storage, we're going to go for some of these cute cabinets, or at least I was going to, but I have these trapdoors in this area. So I guess we're going to have to just do two either side of this thing. I don't know, I kind of like the detail on the floor, but I might have to get rid of it just so I can add in a little bit more storage here. Maybe I can just take out this piece and this piece, and then we'll go for a little crafting table and a blast furnace moment. Let's also add in some of these wall cabinets. But now I don't really have space for my chipped mod tables, so maybe I can take these two out and then we could do this maybe, perhaps. Then maybe we take out these two extra pieces here, replace that with furnace and a blast furnace just so that we have multiple going on, and then we can use the wall cabinets to connect these up. And we still have a good amount of storage. So this is where I've landed with our storage. Of course, we have our crafting table, we have our chipped mod tables, a normal furnace and a blast furnace, and then just a little cute flower pot and some lighting. Honestly, do not ask me why I've decided to do the interiors before I even put a roof on this thing, but just go with it. Anyways, I've added a roof outline. Let's get this thing filled in. Yeah, okay, I like that. Now let's do the same on the other side. And get ourselves onto the actual roof of the roof and fill that in. And for this one, I'm matching the house a little bit and going for the mix of bricks and granite. I think for a little bit of variation though, it might be nice to just go for stairs in these gaps right here. Let's mix in a little bit of granite so it doesn't look too bricky. So this is how our main storage area is looking right now. Very, very cute. Then this is like our quick storage area. And of course, this is how it looks from the outside, complete with our wandering baker and its leaf covered walls. Very, very cute if you ask me. And it feels good to have an empty bottom floor again. Now, as I mentioned, I do have plans for our house, but before we do that, you're gonna see a little hill that it's on, and we need to expand the flat bit at the top so that there's enough space. And I think the way that I want to do that this time is to add a cute little wall around the hill, kind of like a cobblestone retaining wall foundation, and that way it will look like it's more intentional. So let's get this done. Okay, I think the walls are looking pretty good as is, but I do want to run around and just add in some walls around the walls, or at least in the gaps of the walls, so that there's just a little bit more dimension and like texture going on. All right, I feel like that actually did make quite a big difference, so I'm glad I did that. But now all I need to do is get up here and add in a bunch of leaves, of course, because I can't go without covering every single build in leaves. And I'm also going to bone meal the floor a little bit so we can get some variations of grass and whatnot, but I am going to get rid of these flowers because I want it to just be sort of like grassy and mossy up here. And with that, our retaining walls are complete. How adorable do they look? Love them. And to be honest, the whole area together looks really, really sweet so far. So with our walls all wrapped up, it's officially time to start expanding the house, and I'm kicking things off with some trusty spruce frames. Okay, that's pretty much the base of the framework done. Now let's add in some extra details so that it matches the house vibe. And then over here, we're gonna leave a little bit of space and then we're gonna go up 1, 2, 3 and just have like a second floor situation going on this side. And that is the frame pretty much done. So now I'm going to run around and just add in some of these walls. Let's leave, I guess we'll leave the gap right here because this will be the little entrance part. So let's just add in these walls all the way along here. Then in this gap here, I'm going to add in some of these mossy stone, whatever they're called, mossy cobblestone bricks, because we're going to add in a chimney right here. Now, just as we did on the house here, I'm going to add in some details with some upside down stairs and some trapdoors. And of course, since this is a house extension, it's got to match the house walls. So we're just doing a little mix of these two types of tiles. And then we should be good to move on to shaping the roof. And in the same vein, the outline for the roof is the same. I'm just finishing off our chimney now though, so let's get this done. Don't really know how to do this without just accepting the fact that my toes are gonna hurt, but also that's really hard to place with my toes hurting. Maybe I need to do it like this. There we go. Let's take out these pieces. Then to get ourselves down, let's just use a water bucket. Make sure to pick that back up and then we can safely get back on the ground and go to bed. Now, of course, the walls are exactly the same, so I'm just finishing those off and then we can get to work on the roof. I'm just gonna start by adding in these parts here to this little awning thing that I've made. Just like that. Why does that look so weird right now? Oh, I guess because this is on the wrong level. 1 second. And then let's do this, and just get rid of these extra pieces and we should be good. So now this little awning thing kind of matches with the roof of the storage because this whole part of the roof is, you guessed it, gonna match the main house. Everybody act surprised for a second. So let's just add our brick slabs just like this. Ooh, and honestly, I'm gonna get rid of these 2 lots of stairs so that I can add in some full blocks. And just like on the house roof, we're gonna use some walls to add some extra details to the roof. And with our roof all filled in, I think we have just enough space to squeeze in a little triangle thing like we have here. Obviously not as big as the other one, but still a triangle thing nonetheless. I have no idea what this thing is called. And just like that, we have a really cute house extension. Interiors, and I'm going to start by just breaking down this fireplace and breaking through to the extension. So I cleared the bedroom out and connected this area here to our new extension, and I've turned this room into a very, very cozy library. I was kind of worried about what I could do with this space because it's not the biggest, but I feel like I've done a really good job. All of these cabinets here count as extra storage, as does this little side table, and these right here are secret doors. I feel like they just go in this room perfectly because obviously they look like bookshelves, but they don't take up too much space because they're doors. Then in this little room back here, I'm calling this overflow because I've just added in a bunch of barrels just in case I need some extra storage. And now I just have the rest of the house to work on. I think this area here could make a really nice dining room, so I'm going to use some of these terracotta blocks right here to create a sort of rug situation. Then I'm going to add in our spruce table and our spruce chairs and some lighting. Then I'm going to go ahead and add in a fancy painting. There's one of these that's like a bunch of deer. Yep, that one. That's the one I want. And I did want to put like a plant in the corner, but I feel like it's going to be too much because it's covering the painting. I think I'm just gonna have to leave it like that because I feel like even if I put them in these little gaps here, it's just gonna make it feel way too small. So I feel like that's our dining room done. Now, since this is the dining room, I figured that it makes sense to make this area here the kitchen. Here we have one of those Farmer's Delight stoves and of course a sink to wash our dishes in. This is something I may upgrade down the line to have like a full Farmer's Delight kitchen, but for now, it's gonna stay like this. So this is the layout that I've gone with for our living room. Again, super, super cute. And I'm hoping I can get away with changing these cobblestone bricks to normal bricks because there is leaves on the outside. So hopefully it doesn't look weird from the outside, if that makes any sense at all. I feel like this fireplace just makes it feel a little bit warmer in here because there is a lot of gray going on. Anyways, that is our living room finished. And now let's make our way upstairs to do our bedroom. Now for the bedroom, I've added in a bunch of these drawers as a little dressing area, and then I've sectioned off the bed with one of these like canopy things. I'm sure there's a name for it. It might be canopy, but I feel like that's incorrect. Then we have this cute little study area, and then just some more storage here and a cute plant. And with that, our house interiors are done. Let me know which room is your favorite. I've got to say, I think mine might be the library. All right, so I've just spent a bunch of time digging out some dirt so that we can get some nice paths down coming from the house and the storage all the way down into the farm. I've already added some patches of trodden and rough dirt around the base of the house and the storage area earlier, but for the larger paths, I figured we could mix it up a little and use some gravel instead of more dirt paths in between. My thinking is, since we've already got a lot of yellow going on with the wheat farm, it might be a good idea to bring in some contrast. So I'm thinking that gravel is going to add a slightly cooler tone, which I think will help break things up visually and keep the whole area from feeling too warm or washed out or like just too monochromatic. All right, with the paths all laid down, I'm going to run around and add in some of these path blocks just to blend in the mud with the gravel, if that makes sense, because some of these have like the granite-y sort of color, and I feel like it's just going to look really, really good with these added because it also adds a little bit of extra detail and, of course, depth. And with those all placed, our pathways are done, but it's kind of hard to see. Oh wait, no, we're not done. I lied. I almost completely forgot to add in some cute little fence details and also some leaves, of course, because this can't be an end build without having some leaves at least somewhere on the build. And now the pathways are actually done. I feel like that looks quite a bit better, and I'm really glad I went back and did that and remembered to do them, because otherwise it would have looked a little bit too plain. But yeah, very happy with how the area is turning out so far. Super excited to see it with everything else added. And speaking of adding other things, we're gonna have to head out for some more materials if we want to do that. So let's get that done. I topped off my spruce and oak wood, as well as some oak leaves. Then I headed underground to start hunting for obsidian. Once that was sorted, I picked up everything I needed to craft a flint and steel, and then I headed home. So a lot of what I'm doing right now is just getting myself set up for a lot of future adventures. So let's get a portal set up, because we're definitely going to need to spend some time in the Nether. Not just in this video, but in future videos too. I could, of course, just leave this as a nice little portal in the side of the mountain, but if you know me, I can't just let that be. So obviously we're going to be a little bit extra and turn it into something much cuter than just a portal in the side of a mountain. Right, honestly, just in the side of the hill. I don't know why I'm calling this the mountain. We are surrounded by mountains, and this is definitely not one of them. I'm sure some of you are thinking, is that a custom tree? And unfortunately, guys, yes, it is. Unfortunately for me, that is. Not for you guys. This is gonna look really cute when it's done. But before I get back into making the custom tree, I am honestly going to break one of these blocks so that the portal isn't lit, because that's a little bit noisy for my liking. But what I was gonna say is I am going to surround the portal with a little bit of wood so it doesn't look so much like a portal here and a tree up here, if that makes sense. And let's also add some extra details to the branches here with some stairs and some slabs. And just to finish this little area off, I'm going to hang a chain and one of these funky lanterns. And we can also relight this portal because we're going to be up here adding some leaves to our custom tree now. Now, if you're new here, you won't know that me and custom trees have a love-hate relationship. I dislike building them, but I love what they look like when they're built. So that's why I do them all the time, despite it being a little bit painful for me. All right, gorgeous, stunning, amazing. Let's just get over here and hang some lanterns from the chains that I've hung. And that should be our portal finished. Much better than just a portal in the side of a hill, right? Now, I don't exactly want to go into the Nether before I have better armor, but I do want to get nether warts. So let's head back into our cave and brave trying to find more diamonds so that I'm not woefully unprepared for a nether fortress. All right, time to... You know, I was just thinking we haven't seen Millie in a long time. What are you doing down here, Mills? Are you stuck? What's going on? She's fine. She's just sat down here for no reason. What are you doing? All right, well, maybe we should get you out of this cave first. Let me just pick her up. Look at this. This is ridiculous. All right, Mills, you can just sit down here and I'll be back in, well, a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to take me to find diamonds. So I'll see you soon. Make sure to take care of the house for me, right? Okay, cool. Thank you. And surprise, surprise. I've been down here for a little while now and I cannot find a single diamond. Anyway, I feel like I just need to get out. Oh, ouch. Let me gather my thoughts. I was trying to say, I feel like I just need to keep saying I can't find diamonds because every time I say it, I find at least one diamond. I hope this is more than one though. It was just one diamond. Oh my goodness. Terrible, terrible caves. Oh, I don't really want to go down there. How do I deal with this? I just have to run, right? Okay, yeah, it is just a drop and run moment. Ah! All right, honestly, this is starting to get ridiculous now. All I'm seeing is iron and whatever this is, gold. Ah, okay, 2 diamonds. Why is it only ever surface diamonds? What is this? Okay, 3 diamonds. 1 million to go. All right, please, I'm begging you take me to a diamond. Oh no, it looks like there's more ancient city stuff going on here. Oh, wait. There's one here. Okay, there's 2. Please be 3. Oh my gosh, this might be it, guys. This might be the first vein that we found. Oh, it was only 3. Never mind. Oh my. Okay, we are quite literally in the center of an ancient city right now. I just don't have the confidence to go down there and check it out right now, but it's good to know that this is right beneath us at all times. I truly feel like at this point I've traveled like 1 million miles. Where are all of the diamonds? That is diamonds. I just know it's not going to be any more than 2. That's why I paused for a second there, because it's just not going to be loads of them. And as suspected, just the 2 surface diamonds. Okay, we found another diamond. Ah, no. Oh my gosh, I'm actually a fool. Why would I do that? I saw the lava. I got too excited about the diamond. That is so depressing. Okay, first of all, yes, there are a couple diamonds here, but second of all, this is such an interesting cave. This is like a perfect circle almost. That's so weird. Anyways, let's get ourselves across here safely and try not to lose any diamonds this time. Luckily, there are no lava bits around, but there is gravel. So I'm probably going to take a little step back because that probably is going to fall when I break this. Again, just... Ah! 3! Any more? Nope. Okay. I can't complain because that was a hidden diamond, but it still wasn't a big vein. Do I head down this way or do I go back around the cave? Oh, is that diamond? Ah! Another diamond! Let's go! Oh, okay. My luck is changing. Oh, and it's in the stone too. Just like the good old days. But unfortunately it is only 1. Yay! More diamonds! Please be more than 2. It just is never going to be, is it? Okay, first of all, there's a diamond here. Second of all, I hear a sound I recognize, but I can't figure out what it is. Wait, is that a slime? Okay, hang on. Let me grab this diamond. Oh, there's another one. Please be another one. It's only ever 2. Anyways, I'm going to follow that noise and see where a slime is because that is crazy. Okay, cute. We're in a lush cave. What on earth? Oh my gosh, that's the cutest little thing ever. I forgot if these things hurt you or not. I feel like the baby ones can't hurt you, right? Should we test it out? Oh yeah, they're fine. Why is there slime down here? That is so interesting. All right, at long last, we have empty pockets and we can finally craft ourselves some diamond armor. Goodness gracious. What do you think, Mills? How do I look? Oh, thank you. I hope she complimented me right then. All right, I'm feeling much better and much more secure. So let's get ourselves to our portal and into the Nether in search of a Nether fortress. See you on the other side. Okay, well, that right there is a bastion. Not quite what we're looking for. Wait, guys, that just reminded me I am in the Nether, which means I am gonna need a gold item of armor and also some more food because I came in here with only 2 pieces of bread. That was very, very silly of me. Okay, now we are actually equipped to enter the Nether. Let's find this fortress. All right, well, that looks like a bit of a fortress. Let's get ourselves down, hopefully safely. And, oh, we can just jump in right here. And we should probably get our torches out. Okay, that looks like there may be some blazes up that way, so maybe we should go around this way. Oh, a chest. Okay, never mind. The chest only had 2 pieces of gold and a saddle, so I guess we're gonna have to go up the way we really don't want to have to go because it is the only way up. I just need like 3 pieces of nether. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. Let me just grab all of this that I possibly can. We can always grow some more, I guess. Oh yeah, okay, cool, 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 cool. We can do this and we can just get the heck out of here. Ah, I've been spotted. Okay, at least we didn't have to go too far into this place to find the nether wart because now we can get our way out pretty much the same way that we came in, and it's easy peasy. We can get home safely with no scratches on us. All right, guys, easy peasy, in and out, very low key, very chill. Let's get ourselves up to bed, Mills, because that was a little bit scary, right? Well, you weren't even there, but it was definitely scary for me. Good night, guys. Now, if you're wondering why I wanted some nether wart, it's because, of course, eventually I'm going to want to make potions and whatnot, so I feel like it's just a good idea to get a little head start on that by planting a few of these pieces of nether wart just outside of our house. And aside from the nether wart being a successful mission, we did also get a saddle, which is really cool because that means we can get a horse at some point. I started by collecting as many wheat seeds as I could carry from villagers and then my own farm. I grabbed spruce and oak wood, as well as some leaves. Then I headed underground for moss, stone, iron, and coal. Back at home, I crafted a bunch of hose and filled up all of my water buckets before calling it a day. Alright, so we obviously have enough wheat that we can realistically have some little creatures to share it with, so let's build a barn. I have so much respect to the ultimate base type builds. In fact, I've built one before, but I just absolutely love separate buildings too. I couldn't tell you why, I just do, and this barn is gonna be beautiful. Let's just get this little outline done and then we can get to work on the frame. Alright. Perfect. Once the foundation was in place, I got to work building up a pretty massive frame for our barn, making sure to strip all of the spruce logs as I went. Now usually I'd go for something a little smaller and cozier, but since this is our forever world, I wanted to make a real statement with this barn. Something big, bold, and built to stand the test of time, but of course making sure it still fit the vibe of the rest of our base. I just didn't want it to get lost amongst the other builds, you know? Alright, that is our foundation and frame sorted and a little bit of extra details. Let's get these walls filled in. I'm actually going to start by building up this outside bit, and then let's cover this side up 3. Then along here we're going to go stairs and then planks either side, then a trap door on top of there, and then we'll just build up the rest of this with the planks. And then just fill this gap in with an upside down stair, and we have a wall with a kind of window completed. Although actually I might just go back in and add in a bunch of these trapdoors because I feel like it's gonna look a little bit nicer and much less plain if we do that. So let's get up here and also add trapdoors to the top part here. Okay, yeah, I feel like that looks a much better. So what do I want to do next? I could just work on the outside real quick and just sort of do these little details that I want to add on the posts. Or I could start on this part. I don't know. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to have to do both anyway, but I'm feeling like doing this part before I fill in all of the walls on the inside part. So let's just get this done. Let's do some trapdoors on these parts and in the center here. And I think that looks super cute. Then on each of these, let's do one of these hanging signs. And a lantern. Cool. Alright, with that part done, let's get ourselves inside and fill in all of these extra walls. Alright, the walls are all filled in, and apparently we have the wandering winemaker visiting us. Unfortunately, sir, I don't have any emeralds, so you're not gonna have any... What? Excuse me, this is my barn? It's also not finished yet. Oh, I completely forgot to add in the little window things. Maybe the wandering winemaker just wants to keep his horses in my barn, which isn't yet finished. Okay, the walls are actually finished now, so let's add some big barn doors. Where do I want to start the doors? I think probably at this point right here, right? Then we'll go up again like this, then we'll place one of these, do some of that, get rid of this one so that we can make this one face the right way. And we need to make sure that these spruce logs are stripped. Okay, perfect. Then I have these piked iron bars, and that should make it look like door hinges. All right, gorgeous, stunning, amazing. Now I'm just gonna get to work on a sort of foundation for the roof, and I'm also gonna make like not a second floor, but just a bit coming out the top of the roof, just so it looks a little bit more interesting. Okay, I'm actually going to repair my axe real quick, and then we'll get back to finishing this. Alright, well I may have gotten a little bit carried away and pretty much done the outline of the roof as well as the frame for this top bit. I'd say we are looking pretty good so far. I am just going to finish adding in the lighting though. Completely forgot to put that up there. And I also need to get myself up here to add in some of these hanging signs and lantern combos. With the lighting added and the walls of the roof extension filled in, pretty much everything but the roof was filled in. So naturally, I got to work filling the roof in. And with some added leafy decoration, our barn is built. Okay, I lied. I felt a little bit bad about cooping the animals up in here, so I decided to build this little pasture thing. Pretty much just ran around in a circle, added in some fences, made the dirt look a little bit more interesting, and now I'm, of course, covering it in leaves. Okay, now the barn is complete. Let's go grab some animals. Now, of course, we only currently have a wheat farm, so we're gonna have to go for cows and sheep if we want to keep them, like, long term. But I do have a few carrots here to lure in a few pigs, and we can make a carrot farm later. Alright, perfect. I think that's another pig. Oh, yep, it is. Gosh, this might be the easiest animal collection I've ever done. These guys are just so willing to come with me. Let's give you a carrot. Where's the other guy? You can have a carrot, and then you guys can, like, kiss, and a little baby appears. Very, very cute. Okay, let's head out and go get another cow, hopefully. Are we seeing any cows? What is that? Okay, that's a sheep. There's a horse up here, which we could get because we do have a saddle. So maybe that would be really cool, actually. But also maybe I'm not in the market for a horse right now. I'm in the market for sheep. What is that? Why are there just so many pigs around here? I need sheep and cows. We actually managed to pick up a few chickens along the way, and we have 3 sheep. Well, now 4 sheep actually. But we still need another cow. There are 2 cows up there. Let's grab those. And there is also a pig down there, but I don't think we need any more pigs either. Gosh, I know I already said this, but this might be the easiest animal collection I've ever done in my life. Like, it's just been really relaxing, really easy. Nobody's messing around too much. They're just following me, and we're all having a good time. Okay, let's give these guys some wheat, and then we'll have 4 cows. Perfect. And I guess we also have 2 horses because it looks like the wandering wine man has disappeared. And we got a free leash out of it, which is pretty good. Okay, I just realized I've been calling these guys horses and they are very clearly donkeys, but still, you guys knew what I meant. So I'm gonna go ahead and open a couple of these fences here so that they can come inside if it's raining or whatever, and I'm gonna make sure this is closed so they don't get out, which leaves this big area that can't really be used for anything right now other than storage. So I'm just going to put a few piles of barrels just around the place, and of course this will just be used as extra storage if I need it for any reason. And just like that, our barn is complete. Okay, so we have all of our structures in place, and I've sectioned off some areas with my fences and leaves and whatnot, so now it's time for my rolling fields. I'm going to expand the farm just one more time, but like absolutely to the max. And if you're wondering why I have so many iron hoes, it's because I don't think my diamond hoe is going to withstand the amount of farm that I'm about to create. As you can imagine, I spent a good while tilling all of the land. And yep, it is a bit of a tedious task, but honestly, farming is always such a welcome break from all the building that I do. No crouching over the edge of tall blocks, no falling, and no breaking my ankles, which to be honest happens way too often for me. It's just really nice to switch my brain off, throw on some music, and farm to my heart's content. And once the wheat is all eventually planted, the work definitely pays off because there's just something so satisfying about seeing a massive field of wheat gently swaying in the Minecraft breeze. It's one of those simple things that just never stops being wonderful. Once the land was tilled, I got to work planting all of the seeds, and as I did, the heavens absolutely opened up, and it rained like crazy. So if farming wasn't already relaxing enough, this almost sent me off to sleep. Now all of the wheat is grown in, we can finally see these farms in all of their glory, and aren't they gorgeous? The sun is about to go down, so let's get ourselves to bed, and then we've got one more quick task to do tomorrow before we head out for some more materials. So I'm just really quickly adding this path to the portal to make sure everything is nice and connected, because we can't just leave it with a dirt path, or not a dirt path, but like a grass block path. So I'm just doing the mix of gravel and then the different types of chipped dirt, and then I'll go ahead and put in some of these rocky path thingamabobs. Oh, you know what? I kind of regret not putting a little fence right here because it seems like a lot of these guys are coming through. Oh my gosh, there's more. How many are there? I thought it was just these two, but now there's like a whole horde of them. Well, do you know what? It's a very nice area. I don't blame them for wanting to come and live here. But I will be adding a little fence in a second. Let me just finish these pathways. And just like that, our path is connected and our portal has a gate. I don't know that that's going to stop them, honestly, but at least we can say we tried. Now, I can feel the end fast approaching, but we do have some more stuff to do. So first, let's go get some more resources. I set out on a quest for flags. I collected red, yellow, and pink dye, then found some paper. Once that was sorted, I picked up some spruce wood and oak leaves before heading underground for, you guessed it, iron and coal. I also picked up some diamonds to repair my tools. Alright, I am nothing if not a whimsy enjoyer, and for this I really want to get some flags up, so let's go around and get these flags up. Starting by building up a few posts to actually hang them from. Okay, I did get some yellow and red dyes, but I think it's going to be best if we just stick with the one color. So I'm going to bring these pink flags all the way across there. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. And then I'm going to do the same on the other two posts that I made. So let's connect this guy up to this guy. And then let's do this one connected up to the house. How absolutely adorable is that? Now moving on to some custom trees. And I know I already complained about them, but I do love me a custom tree, which is why I'm going to add a few. I know they're kind of pointless too, but they just look so good when they're added. So that's exactly what we're doing right now. I like to go ahead and get all of the trunks sorted first and then go back in and do the leaves because for some reason that feels like I'm making more progress. So as you can imagine, I spent the next few days building up my custom tree trunks. Block by block, branch by branch, and it's always a bit of a grind, but it's also super satisfying watching all of the trees start to take form. And like I mentioned earlier, once the trunks were all finished up, I jumped straight into adding the leaves. It's definitely the part that brings the trees to life and a much more welcome task than the trunks, that's for sure. Yeah, honestly, as painful as these are to build, they are totally worth it. They look really good. Happy with those. Let's get ourselves down to bed and then out for some more materials. I started by collecting straw for rope and some dirt. Then I headed underground for moss, stone, and yet again more iron and coal. I spent some time fighting skeletons for bones to make bone meal and then headed home. Alright, let's get some cute lighting up in here. Obviously, we already have the lights all around all the builds we've done and on our nether portal tree. So I'm thinking we add a few more hanging lanterns to the rest of the custom trees and then also some lighting on the pathways. Okay, the trees are looking good over there. And I think I'm going to double these up as some lighting. So I'm just going to build my way up right here. Let's grab some of these and just hang some lanterns off of either side. And I think I'm actually going to switch out this middle trapdoor for a slab. That way it looks a little bit better. So now let's just do the same on this other post here, and then I'll do the same with the one up by the house. Alright, now the trees have their hanging lanterns, the paths have their little extra lighting, and I think we are good. And finally, it's time to get some final details around here because I just cannot help myself. Okay, well, probably not the best thing that Millie has gotten herself into the chicken coop because it looks like she has had a lovely dinner. There isn't really a way I can stop her unless I get rid of like all of these leaves and whatnot because she can just easily climb in. So I guess we're unfortunately not going to be able to keep chickens. But anyways, I was just thinking about how this path looked a little bit strange because it was just plain grass. So I've gone ahead and made a little dirt path situation, and of course, I'm adding in some of the chipped mod dirt to just make it look like the rest of the place. Now, just to wrap up our final details here, I'm going to bone meal this little entrance here to make it look a little bit more overgrown. And just like that, I think we're done here. For now. The sun rose on our base and Millie and I got up to start the day. I knew that we had the best start behind us and the promise of more adventures on the horizon beckoned like a lighthouse. My name is Em, this is Millie, and this has been episode 1 of my Minecraft Forever World series. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you stick around for the next one.